Let's get some makeup on my face.
Come on, let's do it.
Okay, so Reboot, it brightens, it smooths, it firms, it hydrates, and it evens out. So that's like my favorite part is you can put your skincare on, because I would never tell anybody not to. But if you're in that rush, you absolutely don't have to do that. So I'll show you right here. So I like to put more than one pump, but this is one pump on my brush. And I'm using the 106 brush, and it's a paddle brush. And I'll talk about the brushes in a minute. But I just want you guys to see how this is gonna like melt right into my skin. It actually smells really good too. This isn't smell-o-vision yet. You know that that's gonna be the next greatest thing, right? And you can just add it on there. And again, these are high quality synthetic fibers in this brush. And I'm just pushing it into my skin now. It still looks like skin. I'm gonna get really close so you guys can see me. Still looks like skin. Maybe I'll clean that up a little bit. That's without. You can see all my little freckles, all the little redness that goes through here. And then we'll get rid of those guys in a minute. You can pat a little bit more product on top of there, but we have a concealer that I think is like the end all be all of concealers. So we'll go to that next. But you can also like, this is more of a sheer coverage. If we want to get more medium, you can actually do 2 pumps. Don't be scared. Honestly, I do 2 pumps because I like the amount of like skincare that's in there. So again, it's firming, it's tightening, it's brightening. Yeah.
So do you like to pump on, so you're putting it on the brush. I put it on my face and then do it. Really a benefit to either one?
Yeah, you can do either one. Like if you have a stippling brush, look, I look like I have a mask. If you have a stippling brush, just remembering to hold it farther down will give you a more even out skin tone. There's a lot of product on there, and I'm just moving it around so it'll have the chance to like sink in, melt, hydrate, firm my under eye area, because that's where I want all the firmness. I even bring it down my neck because I don't want to be a floating head. And then you can do on your forehead as well, but I have a little bit left here. I only put a little on my forehead. So this is for everybody out there who has a very expressive face like I do. Make sure you're just doing very thin layers in those areas that move around a lot. Same with the under eye when we get into concealer. I know that somebody had asked about creasing underneath their eye. So we're gonna touch base on that, but it's the same kind of technique as my forehead. So I add the product, boop, boop, and then I shear it out.
Okay, around my nose, that's the toughest part for me, right? So I always end up trying to sort of set it with a little bit more powder or doing something. What do you recommend for that? Because that's a tough spot.
So is it because it's red or is it pores? Because it's issues that happen.
I think it's more red. It's more red because
Then a dabbing motion is perfect, because what you do when you're dabbing, or even with a flat brush and you're dabbing here, I'm just adding more and more to my face. When you're dabbing, you actually pack the pigments on top of each other without thickening the makeup, because we want it to have more coverage, but we don't want it to get like, you know, the cake face that we're all so terrified of having. Exactly. Just that pressing motion will help. And then do the same thing with the powder, like you said. Pushing that in.
Dannica, we have a question in the chat about your shade of the Reboot.
Oh, what shade am I using?
I'm using 305 because I'm in a medium skin tone. Let's see. You're using 355, so you're a little bit darker than me. I think the 300s is easy. So if everybody if you can think about it this way, if any of the Makeup Forever products start with a 2, you're fair skinned. If it starts with a 3, you're more on the medium side. If it starts with a 4, you've got more of a tan. And then if it starts with a 5, you've got more of a deeper skin tone. So it will help everybody kind of find their shade, pick and choose their shades. That's for the concealers as well. So it makes it like a no-brainer when you're grabbing. Okay,
question.
Yes.
When you choose, and I get this on the show so much, when you're choosing a concealer for yourself, do you use the inner of your arm? What spot do you use? And I know there's cool, and if you've got blue veins, then you choose this. Okay, just dispel the myth for all of us.
Okay, I love that. So I like to personally match my skin exactly. So I will do a swatch right through here, and then I'll also do a little bit to see how much coverage it'll give me underneath the eye. So I like to put it right on my face. So it gives me because that's where it's gonna go. So I wanna see it's gonna cover my face. This part of my skin here is a lot lighter. Even this part's a little bit darker. And your face gets more exposure to sun in the summertime too. So you have to kind of change your colors as you get a tan.
Okay, so why do they, when you go into, I'll just say it, Shoppers, and you go to the beauty counter and they all want to do it here?
Okay.
Is that just an old myth?
To me, it's a myth. It's not going to go on your hand. Or even when people put stuff on the back of their hand here, if you already know what color you want, and you just put it here, then fine, that's for your eye and you're deciding what you like. Like for example, anything that started with sand when I was buying things at Shoppers, I'm like, yep, that's I want to be sand or desert or all those things. I was like, I am that color. But I would put it on my face and I realized, okay, I just want to be darker.
Right.
The right color. So honestly, you should just really put it onto the face. So here is.
Oh, you're using the brushes. By the way, just tell everybody about the brushes, because we've got these, which are just insanely beautiful. And if you love sparkle, oh my gosh.
So we have this brush kit. It's a limited edition with the sparkle case. The brushes come inside. Carrie's holding up the brushes right now. So there's 4 brushes inside. And this is the one that I put on my face. Is this one? I'm going to show you guys the clean ones. The one I put on my face is this one because it's a flat brush that presses into your skin. Again, those are high quality synthetic fibers. Then we have like the blush brush, or the one where you can just stipple with all over the skin, or blush, highlight, contour with this guy here, which is like the medium fluffy kind of shade. This one you're going to see, it's a 216 brush. You're going to see that brush a little later when I do my eye makeup, so I don't scare you guys anymore. And then this is the 128 brush, and this is the one I think you and I had a moment over this brush earlier, where it just feels like luxury, but it does just softly put on your powder foundations, or it can, like, you can press in your liquid foundations with it. It really is a luxury moment for you.
Or just do it. Or just do it with no makeup.
Touch it, you're just
right?
like, oh, I could just do this all the time.
While you're watching TV. Okay, do the concealer. Let's talk about the concealer. This
sorry, we have another question in the Q&A, and just before you go to the next step about the reboot, the question was, they wanted to know what is sinking in. It's Myrna who's asking, what is exactly in the formula that's sinking in to the skin that you were referring to earlier?
Okay, so it becomes an infinity with the skin. So you have hyaluronic acids that will sink in and it'll hold the pigments right on the surface of the skin. So you've got tons and tons of hydration, and that's what's going to make your makeup look a lot like smoother. It also helps like to firm. It's got tons of firming agents in it, but it doesn't necessarily go into your pores. So there's a difference between going into your pores and sinking into your skin. It's all of that. It's all of the nutrients that are going to help like make your skin look awake. That is going to like do that. It's not like sinking into the pores.
Well,
I hope that clarifies the two, because when I say sinking in, it's because I don't want it to be sitting on top.
Well, different molecular weights, right? And that's the beauty about hyaluronic acids, because when you do that, then it allows the skincare to penetrate while the pigments stay on top. So your skin is getting the, the benefits from it all without,
And it's locking it in there. So there's even like, you don't want it to evaporate during the day. That's why the reboot is so good, is because 24 hours, if you didn't clean your face at night, it would still be giving you the skincare benefits as you're sleeping. Not that I'm saying wear your makeup to bed. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if it happens, not bad for you. We were talking a little, did I answer it, Valerie? We're good? I think so. Yes. Yeah, so exactly. So when we put on concealer, you do 3 dots, and this one is the pro tip here that brings the brightness all the way up. When I'm choosing a concealer for underneath, like for all over my face, I will definitely be choosing something that is the right color for me. And I had them all in front of me. Here we go. So the 3.3, this is the 3.3, and the one I put under my eyes, because I want you guys to see the difference, is a 2.6. It's the darkest one in the lightest range. But for me on the face, I don't want to put a light concealer on this blemish right here, because if I do that, then it's just going to bring attention to it. It's bringing the brightness out. So the brightness can go underneath the eye, where something that matches your skin perfectly, you can tell it just melts right into the skin like that. So that's the difference between a concealer that goes under your eye. I mean, you could wear the same color. I'll put this one, you know what? I'll put the one that's the same color underneath this side. And then I'll put the one that's brighter, like I have underneath this eye. And you can use your finger to really tap through. So when you're doing this, the warmth from your finger is pushing it into the skin, but not into the pores. It's just melting it to give it a really nice infinity. Nice. And then
it feels so good too. Like that's one of the best parts about this, is that just the base of the formula. It's creamy, and it doesn't sit like a secondary layer on top of your skin.
Yeah, like, so you can see, I purposely stopped and started here because I wanted you to see how like this just kind of flows through underneath. And then like this is like real skin. And then what we can do is just, don't forget this area here. So this is a makeup artist trick right here is a dark spot. And a lot of people forget to put the product right there. So you can see how it's brightening that under eye area compared to the other side. And I'll actually put it all over my lid as well. But I want to show you underneath first. So this is the 206. So this is why people sometimes will go a shade lighter to bring the brightness underneath the eye. But as you can see, I wouldn't want to put that dot there. And then, so that was 206. And then the color that is mine is the 3.3. When I put that underneath the eye, same technique, again, those 3 dots, making sure I get right into that kind of deeper part. And then this one here to lift, because it's going to bring light to the area no matter what, but this time it's just going to be same as my skin. And I put a lot on, but you'll be able to see it up there.
I think more is better. And that's not something I would say with concealer, but it's amazing.
If you put too much on, I feel like some people, like if you're not like really pressing it in and taking the time to let it set in place, then you might get creasing. But because these are 24-hour wear, they're absolutely waterproof. Like I could probably put my face in a bowl of water and you will see it actually bead off as soon as it's dry. So if you do want more coverage, and you have a problem with under eye creasing, just make sure sheer layers, let them dry, and then add more afterwards so that they can actually have that moment to evaporate and grab onto the skin to not today. Because this is my area that I usually shy away from putting anything under, but because it's so blurring, I love it. So you can really see the difference. Like I can see the brightness right through here on this side. That's going a shade lighter. And then this side, it just kind of goes in an infinity with the complexion I was already wearing, my foundation. But that's a key trick because that's going to make everything kind of elongate and lift up. That's my facelift in a bottle. These can also be used as highlight and contour. So if you wanted to see that as well, I could use the lighter shade that I had. Where are you? So if you're going to use this, a matte.
You're using 3.3, right? So I've got the 3.4. And then what's the color that you've got right now?
2.6.
Okay.
So this one will give me a little bit of a highlight. So I'm going to put it on those high places that I want to jump out there. So maybe above my eyebrow, because we're going to give that eyebrow lift as well. Some people will go down the middle of their nose. I don't need to highlight mine. So what we're going to do is ignore that part. And you can put a little bit through the center here as well. See that? I'm going to try and get my lighting. There we go.
Yeah.
And then again, you can use your fingers, or because we've got this wonderful brush set, I will just use a fluffy brush. And I'm going to build that up to give myself a matte highlight, which is nice because then it's not overly shiny. Like some of us don't want to put shine all over our face, maybe just on the eyes, maybe just on the lips, like Carrie has the Rouge Artist Shine on right now. And that's going to bring all that brightness to the area. And then if I want to contour, I'm going to go with 4.4 because I like the undertone. So 1, 2, less is lots. We don't have to use a lot. I love a forehead contour. I'm obsessed. And I can put a little darkness there, which recedes back. So anything that's bright jumps forward. It's like when you see something shiny, you want to grab it. Anything that's dark, why I wear black, because it's slimming, right? So it sits back a little bit more. So we're going to just.
So the moral of the story is really to have more than one shade when it comes to your concealer.
Especially, and these are waterproof. They look like skin. It's going to last all day. So I would do at least one that is a little bit brighter than your skin. Ooh, I forgot about this guy. One that's a little bit brighter than your skin, and then one that is exactly your skin tone. That would be the ideal. Like if a makeup artist is doing your makeup, we are not using one color all over your face. We are probably using 3. Because the concealer just adds a little bit of coverage everywhere. And again, waterproof, long wearing, I love it. And it's not heavy, but it's but definitely opaque. So you can see through that a little bit. But this one has a little bit more of that highlight and that contour happening now.
See, now do you feel dressed?
A little bit better.
Yeah, right.
All the people on right now just got to see me without anything.
Come on. I don't feel like I can leave the house without just a little bit of concealer, a little bit of foundation, something.
Yeah. I think, well, and now we're living in a time where it has to look right in the camera of our Zoom in our camera on our phone, and in real life when we leave the house. So that's why I like that it doesn't look like a heavy cake makeup like we used to put on heavier, cakier makeup.
Yeah.
Great in a filtered lens and all that fun stuff. And now people have to see us in real life. And I'm going to put a little bit on my lids just because you can see the discoloration. You don't have to do that step. It's one that I would suggest for anybody who finds that their eye makeup creases, because these are waterproof concealers. What it's doing is it actually is making everything the same texture and the same tone. So when you put your makeup on top, it kind of sets that waterproof into place, but it also lets your blending be a lot easier. And
But I also find it lasts longer. For me, going on air, you know, if I'm on it live for 3 or 4 hours, when I put the concealer on all through the lid, my color stays, the pigment stay. It makes an enormous difference.
Yeah, like, I mean, for you, it must be like there's lights and there's people.
Yeah.
And they're talking nonstop. So like you get really heated. Guys, talking for that long is not easy.
I think it's easy for you though. Dannica, it's easy for you.
I might like talking a little bit. So that is concealer. That is again, the Matte Velvet Skin Concealer 24-hour wear. We highlighted, we contoured with it. It's waterproof. Waterproof products, guys, don't be scared. This is one thing people don't know. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this is the magic duo right here.
And then this is gonna get that shine off my forehead. So the Matte Velvet Skin Powder Foundation. It can be used by itself or over top, which we're over top today. And it comes with a sponge that the light side gives you light coverage and the dark side gives you more coverage. Okay, so heavier coverage, lighter coverage. I am going to use a brush today though, because I have a lot of stuff on. So that brush that's in the kit is going to be my friend right now. And I just want it on my face. And I just pick up a little bit. Just a little bit of product there. So you see the shine on my forehead? Gone. It's like magic, and it's lightweight. By itself, it will last for 12 hours, and it also is waterproof. It has something called hydrophobic pigments in it. We don't have to get into that. It just means it repels water. Sounds like it's terrified of it, but do you see how like all that shine just disappeared? Still have that hot spot right there. Yay. Goodbye. And down the center of my face.
Flawless. It just looks flawless.
I love it. I'm really dry skinned, so I tend to be a little bit scared of powders sometimes, but this one actually like makes sure it doesn't dry out your skin. It can absorb sebum, so if you're an oily skin person, it would be a really good option. But if you're dry also, you don't need to be scared of this one because it won't make you feel tight. Like that's the feeling I would normally get. So basically that's your complexion done. I would add a little Artist Face color. Now this is not supposed to be in the mix, but you guys, I need to have some life in my face. So I'm using the pink tone today, and I'm again doing the little blush in a rush. And just adding a little bit of blush to that face will bring me right back to life. There we go.
Love it.
Not so scary anymore. Oh, that might have been a little much. What did I do there? Oh, well.
And blend, baby.
Well, actually, this is what I do. This is my trick. I'll put it so that it looks like this is a little dolly right now, right? Like, but if you put your powder foundation over top, it actually blends it seamlessly into the skin. So where am I at here? And then it's not.
Oh, look at that. Beautifully tones it down. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I talk about hydrophobic. I've always been blushophobic. I don't love blush. I don't love it. I like contour, and I've been trying to use a little bit more blush, but I've always felt that clowny kind of thing. So, and makeup artists for years have been fighting with me. Put on blush, right? And I'm like, okay, just a little bit. And every makeup artist will tell me that blush is something that you cannot live without. Absolutely.
I feel like the eyelashes are the things that make you look 10 years younger. Like, look, I look cutesy all of a sudden, which is not like, not my everyday look for sure.
Right.
Blush does that. And there's different ways to put it on. So if you're putting it right in the center of your face, it's going to look clowny. But if you actually take from your eyebrow, this is the masterclass part, people. You take from the arch of your eyebrow down through the corner of your eye here, and then cross with your nose, this is where you're concentrating the product. So right in this area is where you should have a little bit of blush. It would naturally fit there. And I like to go a little bit elongating because I love the cheekbone look. So sometimes I'll go from there and I'll go in a figure 8 motion to like bring it over to that area. So, but you can, if you want to be really cute, you can put it in like little smiles here, but don't smile and then put it, because then it goes, and then your blush is down here by your mouth. It's not where it goes. So you can smile to see where the volume is, but then go on top of that volume and add the little bit of blush right there. So you guys are getting all the blush tips and tricks right now, and we can move on to the next part, which is
let's do the eye. Let's do it.
Okay, so there are two. We've got like duos right now. So this is kind of like the softer duo. It's got more of a brown color, and then all over it's called Sunrise. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this on both eyes, and then I'm gonna bump it up with the other one so you can see the dark colors as well. Because I feel like more is more again. We can do all these colors together. Oh, good. There we are. So.
And I need I really need some help on liners. So we've got to talk liners after.
Okay, perfect. So I'll keep this guy first. So we're gonna do a one wash color from the lash line all the way up to the eyebrow. And then we're gonna just blend it with our finger. We've given it a really nice base. So these are retractable pencils. They do also have the sharpener in the bottom, which makes it really nice if you're looking for just a liner. And then you're not gonna pull your eye. You're going to just go from the lash line, and they're really blendable. They're easy to use. They're 24-hour wear. We like everything to last for 24 hours, and they're really quite buttery. So now what you can do is just blend it before it dries. Yeah, that's earth. Carrie's got earth. So that's going to be.
I love earth. This is one I use all the time.
I think it's so pretty. I think that it looks as a liner. It can be a smoky eye. And we're going to go back through here. So again, this is just your lash line, a wash of color. I pushed a little too hard. Let's just roll that up again. And then through here. See, look, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is what I want people to know. Waterproof products are not waterproof mascara. They're not that scary. Look at it all over the place. Okay, this is how buttery it is. You just take your ring finger and you just smooth it over into the brow. And it just gives me that one really nice kind of a champagne wash of color. Then you can eyeliner and go. So I'm going to talk about that eyeliner.
Okay, a question about eyeliner, just with fake lashes. When you're putting on fake lashes, do you do liner? You do liner after, I know, but should you be putting on liner before at all? Yes? Okay, yes. I always make that mistake.
Because otherwise what'll end up happening is you'll have your eyelash line, then you'll have your lash line, and then you can't, like, we want to make it
you can't get in there.
Real lashes. Yeah, you need to, it's like a hiding thing. It hides the seam of the lash. So again, we're gonna roll up this guy, and it has a sharpener as well. And before I elbow the brushes all the way off of this little table here, I'll move it. When you're doing your eyeliner, section it into 3 sections. Make your life easy. So you want to go right above your pupil, and you're going to make your first little line there. I haven't done it yet, but you put your first little line there, and then that's going to decide how thick or thin you want your liner. And these are gel-like, so you don't have to push very hard. It's going to deposit a lot of color really easy. And if you make a mistake, just use your finger to blend it. So first line is going to go right above my pupil. There we go.
Yeah.
And what
it's so easy to work with. You'll love this. It's so easy.
To work with. Like I could just blend it right now and have a smoky liner and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
When you're at home, don't try and do like a full swoop, because no one does that. You should do one line here, and then you go over and you do the other line on this side. So this is going to make it a lot easier to get them even, because you're not trying to just match and balance. You're actually doing it as you go. So you do that middle section, and then you go from the inside and you line those 2 up together. Right? And what you do to one side, you do the other. My face is so small. Usually I have a really nice mirror in front of me. See, this is what I mean. If it's because I was talking too much, you just take your finger and smooth it over, and you've got that perfect eyeliner every single time. Now we go from the outside in. So it's just like finding those lines and melting them in. I also know I'm going to be adding black over top too, so I probably didn't need to go this thick, but I wanted you guys to be able to see the actual technique. There we go. So already I feel like my eyes are getting bigger. It looks nice.
Glamorous.
Glamorous. And we've got an eyeliner technique that we've learned. And that was the Ebony and the Sunrise duo. But if we want to bump it up a notch, this is drying as we speak, but we could have taken that 216 brush and smoked it out. So I'll do that now with the black liner, but I'm going to use the Aqua Resist Smoky Shadow in Earth, the one that you just demoed on your hand. And I'm going to bring it up. So this is for anybody who has hooded lids or a big eyelid. Yeah, there's a 216 brush. When you're doing your eyeshadow and you want to do it a little bit more of a dark color or something, maybe not more bold, but just something that you can be able to see, you're going to look straight into the mirror, which for me is the camera right now, straight into right where your lashes meet that little lip right there. You're going to put like a little dot right there. I want to make it dark enough so you guys can see it, but blendable. Exactly. So that's how far I know that I can come up to now. So right there is my mark. So when my eyes closed, because now I know that when I blend up to here, you're actually going to see that part. So that's my gauge. And then I will just, you know, scribble on that eyelid, make it super easy. And I come right up to that mark that I made. Ring finger. And just blend it into that bone structure of yours that you have. Now,
I know hooded lids, it's so tough for me. And, you know, I'm not 25 anymore, like yourself. 50, over 50. So when you start to get that, and just, I find I've got hooding that's extending now right into here.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the hard part, is the pockets. And the makeup artists that I've worked with, you know, are really trying to use it. Got to use a little bit darker there, you know, make that recede, and then you can pop it out. I would be used to putting the light and doing the lid, right?
So exactly. So like right here where this happens,
right?
A little bit of the dark now, but eyes open. If you're doing it with your eyes closed, you're not going to hit the right spots, and then it's kind of wonky. So as it's drying, I even know I can extend it a little bit as I'm blending it. Gives me that nice crease.
Nice.
And then we can, but be gentle when you're doing this. If you're at home and you're trying to use these and you're rubbing back and forth, okay, take a breath, relax, and just blend as nicely as you can. If you find that it dries too quickly for you, add a little bit more product in sections and blend, and sections and blend. Those are the key tips that I give all my clients when they're trying to do their own makeup. I'm like, you guys, you don't have to be so aggressive. Just like add, like say if you're going to do the outside here, I would just do the outside, blend away, move to the center, blend away. I'm not going to go all the way in because my eyes are a little close set, and then I will be looking a little cross-eyed, and we don't want that. But you're welcome to do.
So if you're wider set, you need to go a little bit further in. So for me, what would you recommend then?
So actually, because your eyes are really quite almond, and I don't think that you're too far apart, but it could be because you have the dark shadow here.
Yeah.
Right. So that's giving you that like pull in. So you can do either, you can leave this open here, which would open your eyes this way, or you can do it this way with the dark here, and it'll keep it neutral through the center of the face. Blend that out. Now that I am waterproofed, you can use this as a base or just leave it by itself. Today, we're going to leave it by itself, but sometimes when I want to look really like really get some impact in there, I'll put even more color of powder shadows over top, and they will last all day, all night. You can still go swimming in that too, but I know that that's not everybody's thing that they're trying to do. Where's that black eyeliner? So we're going to do a smudgy liner now. Brown one also. So if I go in here and I make that little line, right? Because I'm going to smudge it, what I need to do is get it right into that lash area. I would do this right before I put on a fake eyelash. And before it dries, calmly find your brush. And then you're just going to take that top of it and smoke it out. I find this is one of the prettiest looks and one of the easiest looks because you don't have to do everything so precise and so much precision. And then I always bring it out just a little bit of almond eye action there. And then there's also one more tip I want to share. Work off the brush. If you find that you put it on a little too heavy and you get that, the liner's too big, it's getting away from me, and you start smoking it out and you get a smoky eye the whole time, maybe just take a little bit on your brush And then you can come underneath or even on the top, but use just the tips of the bristle to really give yourself that nice smoky effect.
Gorgeous.
Dark and brown.
Yeah.
So we'll just really.
Okay, so, but really black and brown is for everyone.
I find it is, so I find the browns is easier to give to everyone, but if you're super, super fair and it scares you, go with like a sage green. Go with something that's an earth tone, but it's not brown and heavy. So like there is like a sagey color green. It's got some gold flecks in there. It's so awesome for people who are super, super fair, right? I love color liners too, so that I'm a little guilty of that. Okay, so I know I just want to smudge this one more time. So if I was like in a rush, how easily that glides. Super easy. Then I would put my lashes on and then I would go over top again.
And would you stay then just accentuating the lash line, the actual lashes themselves, or would you go slightly above the
I would go
lashes?
slightly above the lashes.
Okay.
I think if you're going to wear lashes, you might as well give it all that drama. Look, I gave this one a really nice smoky. That's what I get for talking in the middle of it.
Well, because of COVID, we haven't had our makeup artist in. So now I have to dig deep and I have to do it myself. And so it's been a bit of a struggle, and all the patients, and, you know, it was tough like in the beginning to sit down and to really remember all the tips and tricks that you've been taught, because every makeup artist is different, and really understanding your own face. And I think that's the key to doing good makeup for the novice, is understanding, you know, do I have hooded lids? Okay, what's the technique for that? Really understand.
Yeah, I find a lot of people, that's actually a really good point. I find a lot of people, when they do their eye makeup, they pull and then they blend like this. And then when it goes back up, their eyeshadow has gone down past this area. So a key tip for everybody who's watching is, you see where this line is, my lower lash line up to my brow? Never put shadow past that. As soon as you do that, you are going to bring your
Done.
It's a mistake everybody makes. They're like, I don't know why this doesn't work. You know what I would do if I go ahead. Do you?
No, I was just going to say that I was just looking at examples, you know, looking all through Instagram or whatever, and looking at women's makeup and thinking, you know, I want makeup like that. Meanwhile, I don't have that eye shape, or I have different issues and problems. It's like saying, you know, that haircut, oh, I love that haircut, but my hair wouldn't do that. You know, or you'd have too fine of a hair to actually achieve that. So I think you have to have those realistic expectations of having,
use your bone structure as your guide. Your face,
yes, and look at somebody else's face that looks similar, you know, and be realistic on that, and then take those examples.
I'll use myself as an example again. I had a makeup artist do my makeup, and they were doing the same thing that they do on everybody else, which was highlighting my nose and putting a shiny thing. I'm like,
do it.
What did you do? You just made it bigger. Like, that's obviously, my concern is not necessarily I need it bigger. It would be like, let's put that in the background. I make my eyes look bigger. I bronze my nose, and then it balances my face. But you have to look at your face in those sort of ways. So I think that is super key. What was I just looking for? Lips? Oh,
okay, let's do lips. Yeah. This I have to show again. I just have to. Because you've got to see that. It is the most gorgeous lipstick on the planet.
It is so pretty. There's a kit on your website also that has the 2 eye makeups with the remover and the waterproof mascara. So this water will take that all off. So if you guys want to look, and it does come in this little bag, and that's online.
Okay. I've got to show this just for a second, because I love the tip. You see that? It's just so easy to work with that mascara.
Because you can take that little tip, you can root the underneath of your lashes. You guys, it takes 6 minutes to do my mascara. So like 3 minutes on this side, 3 minutes on this side. So like Carrie's showing you right there, she's using the tip to like really root the lash. So you get an infinity of your lash line with the lower lash here, and same with under here and up. Really great for those of you who have very fair lashes as well. Then you comb down the backs, and then you can shimmy shake in your 3 different outside, middle, and inside sections of your eye. This will give you the greatest looking lashes, and it gives you a way to think about, like, some people just go, well, this mascara is bad, or blink, blink, this mascara is bad. No, just take the time to put it in the front and the back so that they don't fall forward. Couldn't find the case with the
Yeah, I just saw that too. Couldn't find the kit on TSC. I'll look on my phone and just see if I can find it for you. Also, I do something that maybe I should or shouldn't, but because I'm getting a few grays in my eyebrows, I'm using the mascara in my eyebrows. Honestly, stays on forever.
That's a great tip. I mean, really, it's just a product that's supposed to coat hair and then turn waterproof. Yeah. So that's brilliant. You guys take that tip wherever you are. Carrie, that's a good one.
My only contribution.
No, you have lots and lots.
Okay, I'm gonna look up online to see if I can find that for you. Okay.
Awesome. I think Valerie's on top of it.
Is she on it? Okay, good.
Valerie's got that for you. So now we can go to lips. I'm going to show everybody a lip technique. This is actually a lip duo, and it is our new Rouge Artist lips. Actually, maybe I should do, where did the red guy go? Well, we're going to get some color going here. So we have the Rouge Artist and the red lip here. And I'm going to show you the technique. So this is really important if you want to bring volume to your lips, make them look bigger, but you don't necessarily have to do that. So the reason we have this handle here is so that this packaging mimics a lip brush, so you can hold it a lot better. Marina, sorry, now I'm reading the chat. So yeah. I do that too with mascara, cover some gray eyebrows. Good, this is great. I think, guys, share with the world all your tips so we can all feel beautiful together. Now for the lips. Oh, that is so pretty.
So pretty.
So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find the Cupid's bow. That's the first part. And you come over and you kind of exit through the center. So both will be the same height. Then you go from where that middle kind of cross was. And you go right here. And you find the base. Now the trick is here. The outer corners need 245 degrees. You do them both so you can make sure that everything's balanced. Right now it just looks like a little red mustache. And then I go here and here. So top, bottom, side, side. And I would suggest always sharpening your waterproof pencils first so they glide easier. Because this is the piece de résistance, right? This is the part that makes your mouth look, your pout look bigger. You start from the outside and you come inwards. Yeah, exactly, those two together. So coming from the outside, building upwards. Like you can already see how much that side looks bigger than the other. So what do you do to one side? We do to the other. There we go. And again, we want to build volume on the bottom. So anytime you start from the outer corner, you're building volume. But
I always find that I've got, when I'm done, it's this inside, because if I do it too far going, I always get a little, it just extends and I'll get a little Joker mouth every now and again. So you've got to be careful.
Okay, so that's a good point. So if you are finding that you get that sort of effect, keep your mouth closed. Because if you do this, you go too far in. So if you keep your mouth closed, you can get into that little area right there, and that should help. Then you can fill in your whole lip. But because we've got Rouge Artist. This is the 402. She is my holiday color. I got 402. And I just follow the lines.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She's so pretty.
Full of pigment. Here we are.
So is it the blue undertone, the orangey undertone? I mean, can you talk a little bit about that? Because the teeth brightening, all of.
I know that.
Yeah, like it's like you just turned on a light bulb.
When it has that when it does have the blue undertone, you will get more of that brightening effect, because sometimes the orange, because it has a little bit more yellow in it, will bring out a little bit of the yellow, maybe coffee stains that we could have had. I mean, I have my coffee still beside me and it's like 7:45 here. But yeah, the blue undertones are definitely going to help kind of counterbalance if you have any yellowing. And then the orange ones will look really good depending on your skin tone. So think about your skin tone, your hair color, and then add your lip. I'm gonna add one more.
Also, a question. I just noticed a question just about balancing an uneven mouth.
Okay, so that's exactly why we're gonna break it. Thank you for asking that. That's exactly why you're breaking out into 2 different areas. And the reason if it's unbalanced, then you find those high points, you do it here, and then there again. And that's where you're already trying to decide, like, do I wanna make my top lip more full, or do I wanna make my bottom lip smaller, or do I wanna make it more full? So I went with more full because I don't have I have a big mouth, but not very big lips. So, so there's that. But if you're thinking like, for example, my lips on this side, I have to go down a little bit lower to balance with this side. And it's easier if you follow the steps of that technique I just showed you, because then once you get that side done, you can actually follow and you're just connecting the dots afterwards. But it's really those 4 steps that are going to build the balance first before you connect everything together. So try that if you have an unbalanced, and decide which side you like is the best. I prefer the side for me that has like a little bit more volume. Some people like a nice sharp point. So it's up to you.
I just saw a question. I didn't get a chance to read it all, just about a pointy Cupid's bow. Can you see it there?
Oh yeah, is more pointy Cupid bow better or worse? Honestly, the trend right now, I go with what my lip shape is, but the trend right now, I'll do it just for you guys. It is actually to fill in this and make it one here. I think it does have a lot to do with fillers and injections are making this the more appealing pout that's on trend right now. So it really is up to you. For me, like, even to do that, my hand doesn't even want to. My hand doesn't.
No.
I know. I prefer my Cupid's bow because my lips are.
I do too. I do too. I think I just think
trend.
It's so feminine. It's so pretty. It's sexy. It just feels good. And the thing for me with lipstick, honestly, is I used to chintz out on lipsticks because they're a dime a dozen. And I realized through my maturity and my old age, Dannica, and all of the brands that I get a chance to represent, do not chintz out in your lipstick. Oh my gosh. Go for those rich, beautiful oils and balms and proper pigments. And honestly, there's other things that I would
like I love that you said that, because a lot of people they're like, oh, the colors are all the same. Yeah, but
no.
You're drying out your lips every single day while you're wearing it. That's going to take a toll over time. So we don't want that to happen.
Yeah. And a good lip. I mean, you can have a little bit on your face. For me, it's the desert island. You've got to have a good lip.
I think the lipstick makes everything fancy. You're ready for the day. You stand up straighter as soon as you put
dressed.
Like this. I mean, I could wear sweatpants and everything, but you put that on and now I have to go out. Like, now I have to be seen. I got to take a picture. And this is like
you feel dressed. You feel so dressed. Okay, look at that lip. We're going to wrap up soon. So any more questions, we'll be happy to take them. But Dannica, I mean, that's a gorgeous look. It's such a beautiful combination. Now, do you go eyes like, do you go strong? No, but do you do a strong eye and a strong lip, less lip, more eye, or is it just what you like?
They always say pick one. And I find for people who aren't comfortable with makeup, you should pick one.
Okay.
Like in general, like right now, I want to put on my fake eyelashes. I would like that. I would finish it off with a faux lash and go for it, or even just amp up my mascara game, because I didn't add any after I put all the shadow. But I think it's nice if you want to have a statement to do one. But if you want to like dress the whole thing, it's fine. Like I've seen so many times see a smoky eye and a red lip. I think it's beautiful. It's a classic look. Or a big wing liner and a bold lip. I think that's beautiful. So it's whatever you're comfortable with. But I think that like for me, I would do a smoky eye and a red lip, and I'd feel like all vampy and but this lip could go by itself. She is talking to me right now.
Yeah, gorgeous and hydrated, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, matte lip was a trend for a while, and I feel like we need to give back to our lips now.
Yeah, and even the sparkly formulas, I am shocked how creamy these are.
You'd expect it to be gritty, right? they made it so that the sparkle goes all the way through, but it's to capture that light and give you that shine. These ones are limited edition, and I just think they're beautiful. You're wearing the number 2, right? That pink is just amazing.
Killer.
Number 4. Will you receive a link with the recording? Oh, Val sent that to everybody. I'm just reading the wrong things now. Well, Carrie, thank you for spending some time with me today.
Oh, thank you for having me. We so appreciate it.
Going through everything, like we went through the reboot, we went through Matte Velvet Skin Waterproof Concealer. We hit the eyes, you know, with our Aqua Resist Duo. So this one's the Earth. Brush. Oh, and the brush. How could I forget the brush? Where did my
Lux.
Absolutely.
I chinsed out on that too. Brushes for years and years. I thought that, you know, as I was, gosh, into my probably 40. And then I realized when I got my hands on the good brushes, I thought, what was I doing? So get a set of good brushes. They will last you a lifetime. Really.
It makes a big difference.
Wow.
A big difference. Even me, I didn't change my technique. I changed my brushes, and the makeups I was doing on my face so much better. I was like, oops.
Your foundation, it changes from day to night.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable finish when you use a brush.
Yep, it's beautiful. So everybody on the call, thank you so much for being with us. There's so many. Thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got all the tips and tricks, and hopefully you really enjoy using these products.
Thanks for having us, Dannica.